How is everybody tonight?
Good. I know we got a guest.
Hold
on. I got a headline.
All right.
That's right. You all right? Shut
All right.
your mouth.
Go ahead.
So the headline reads, Giraffe poop seized at Minnesota airport from woman planning to make a necklace out of it.
This is the only reason that I collaborated with you for this show.
And
for
of
these
course,
headlines.
I got to read the comments.
All right, read the
so
comments.
many questions. Is giraffe poop the best poop for necklaces? How much poop was there that it had to be seized? And how did they find it? Did she declare the giraffe poop at customs?
So she was starting to bring it with her.
Right.
Oh.
And another comment, I'm excited that Toys R Us is reopening too, but she went a bit far.
That's okay. That's a good one.
Said, how did she get the giraffe poop? Sorry. Does she have a pet, work at the zoo, or does she have a poop guy? If so, then I have even more questions.
Yeah, that's dumb.
And of course, the final one.
What is... She is from Africa?
She didn't say.
That would be a good question.
That's
This is
And-
why
Jeopardy.
this is why Chris is on the show. We're going to get to that.
And the last one, of course, is, where's it at? I found it. Why do people try to be Florida so hard? Just go to Florida. Make it at least make sense. So, yeah.
You searched for the Florida comment.
Yeah, I had to search for the Florida
Chris
comment.
Trey has a Florida. He thinks everything bad and weird happens in Florida. And I don't know if he's that far off. But
I
anyway.
kind of agree with that.
Oh my God! You're right. There are a lot of questions. Where'd she get it? Why'd she?
Yeah.
Why, and the first question that made me think was the kind of poop. Does it work for other kinds of poo?
Right.
Is it specifically a giraffe poo necklace, or could you have rhino or elephant or?
Human.
And we're gonna go ahead and move on from that. No, thanks for that headline, Trey.
Yeah.
It's great.
You're welcome.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
I like the Toys R Us comment, though.
yeah, that one was the best one. So in our guest chair tonight is a fine young gentleman named Chris. How are you, buddy?
Fantastic.
Good. We're happy to have you here. We've known Chris for a very long time. And there's a topic I've been dying to get to. And Trey, I think you know what that is.
What is
it? We're not going to talk about it yet.
Oh, it's a topic
But
we're not going to talk about.
It's a topic we're not going to talk about.
Surprise topic.
We're going to talk about it, and I wanted to wait for this gentleman, Chris, to come on because of his vast knowledge of the topic. And we'll get there. So I'm excited to have you on, my man.
You're great
and,
at cliffhangers here.
Yeah, I know. Some say I could cut a little time off the cliffhanger, but then it wouldn't be me.
Yeah. No shit.
So we had a great time on the last show with Ryan, the entrepreneur. I call him. I guess that's his nickname. I don't know, but he was fun. And tell you what, some of his information and the way he talks, I'm just like, okay. And I think we kind of made fun of it, right? We just kind of sat there and laughed. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
sure, whatever you say. And I felt like we had to work hard with our humor to get him to
Open up a little. He used some big
not
words.
even
on
open
me.
up, but to laugh,
had to
just
Google a
to
lot of
laugh.
stuff.
Yeah, no, but he's got a great sense of humor, and I've had many conversations with him. But it just seemed like a couple of times he's like, "All right, guys, I'm trying to tell you my deal here. I'm disappointed he didn't like our business ideas.
I am too.
Either one. We were 0 for 2.
Yeah.
So let's put our heads together, come up with a new business plan.
Gotcha.
Maybe not involving naked senior citizens, and or
Yeah, no one sees that.
or
Just have to figure it-
assisted. Well, other naked, other seniors might want to see that.
That's
no?
true. Yeah.
Maybe not even. But or assisted suicide. Everyone's on me about this. Calm down, people. We're just
Right.
joking around. I've already had people that are like, well, you need to be careful about the assisted suicide. That's very touchy. I'm like, okay, whatever.
We're not
there's
assisting, we're
there's
just-
like 3 cases a year of assisted suicide. Calm
there?
down.
Is it
I don't know.
that-
That could be completely wrong. But
Do your own fact.
Do your own
Fact
research.
check, yeah, research.
Fact check on your
It
own.
really shouldn't matter, though. I mean, like, if people are in such pain, etc.,
I think we agree.
they could choose.
I think that's what we came
Yeah.
to, right?
That's why we had a business plan.
Right, but apparently our entrepreneur shot that down. Our business was to assist doctors and assist family members with, quote unquote, pulling the plug for people that wanted to pass away on their own.
Yeah.
And we are not emotionally attached to any of these people, and we thought it was a good opportunity to promote the show bring in bring in business cards and place them on the deceased. See, this is why we get in trouble, Chris. All right, real quick. People, if you don't like football, I have the times on the info. Fast forward through. Jump ahead, but we're going to do this really fast. Trey and I's picks from last week were the following.
Chargers +2.
Well, that was yours for sure.
That was mine.
Against?
Dallas Cowboys.
Now everyone knows what's going on. The Dallas.
Yeah.
The Dallas.
The Dallas Cowboys. Yeah.
Okay, so you picked.
So I lost that one. What am I, 0-3? God damn it.
You lost that one. You are, in fact, 0-3.
Then you picked Duke -3.5.
I did, and I'll go ahead and, if you go ahead and give the result.
I don't know the result. You probably won.
The result was a 24-7 victory for the
Okay.
Dukies.
Surprisingly.
And they're good. They've got,
This
like I
year.
said, they've got our old Texas A&M. Chris went to Texas A&M as well. Our defensive coordinator, he left and went to Coach Duke, and he's killing it.
And we'll move on.
Good for the Dukies.
Yeah, who cares?
But so Ryan, not Ryan B, our entrepreneur, he doesn't care about football scores. But I am 2-1 with my picks, and Trey is 0-3
Yep.
with his sure bet pick.
Go with the opposite.
I'm telling you. Oh, you're killing us. But continue to believe in him, because I think this week he's going to come through. What do you have this week?
Shit.
That's about right for your 0-3 start.
So I feel like Seattle will not cover the 8.
You're still having a problem with the
I am.
spreads. Okay, you're going to take the Cardinals plus 8 points.
Right.
Okay, just say that.
Cardinals
plus
I
8.
thought I said that earlier.
You did say that earlier.
Cardinals losing by 8.
God.
This is my nightmare.
This is my nightmare.
Cardinals +8. That's my pick.
Yeah, that's your pick.
That's my pick.
If the Cardinals lose by 7, you win. If they lose by 6, you win. If they lose by 9, what happens?
I lose.
You lose. Great. We're on the same page?
Yep.
So everyone take the Seahawks.
Cardinals +8.
I am going to take the Iowa Hawkeyes going for college ball. I've done well there. 2-1, by the way. I'm going to go Iowa Hawkeyes. You like their uniforms. At home against the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Okay.
And Iowa is -3.5, so they are favored by 3.5. They have to win by at least 4 points. We got it?
Yep.
I just think that
4 points, yes.
I just think that Minnesota. Thank you, Chris, for verifying for Trey. I just think that the Minnesota is not a very good football team. I think Iowa wins that game. That's just really nothing to it. All right, moving on from that shit show that was our picks.
Good.
Let's talk to our guest, Chris. We've both known you for quite a while. Like I mentioned, you went to Texas A&M, and you just recently got married, right?
Correct.
Poor guy.
The end of February.
The end of February. Okay. Trey, do you have any advice as a multiple somebody that's been married multiple times?
The first one is the easiest.
That's hopefully not going to help him
oh.
here.
Yeah.
The second
This
one
is the one.
is a little bit longer and more painful. And I'm trying to figure out the third one right now. So yeah, I'm hoping
Well,
it'll be a woman that I can, she's got one leg in the grave and has plenty of money to leave me.
That's your goal?
After she's gone.
that's your goal.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, the whole love thing, all that bullshit didn't work. So now
There
you
is
have-
a seniors
go for
dating
money.
site if you really want.
I know.
that.
I know.
I don't think they'll let him on. Will they let him on?
They just can't figure out the fucking smartphone, so they never respond back to
That's
me.
true.
So.
I guarantee you, if you modify your facial features,
No, we don't.
and you show up as being as semi-young looking as you are,
Oh,
We don't.
you're
then they would probably not kick you out.
going to get all the ladies
All the
at
ladies.
the senior center at our
Strip club.
Strip club.
Bring a glass of water, have her put her teeth in, go to
Oh
work.
yeah. Oh, just take those teeth out. Actually.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's saying. She just carries around a glass of water for that purpose, in and out.
Yeah.
Here we go. You ready for this?
All right.
All right. You kind of don't know what
Let's do it.
fully to expect, but you'll be fine. I think so. The last couple times have been a little awkward.
Well,
I'm
Tim
not
wasn't
sure.
supposed to sit in my lap.
Yeah, Tim sat in your lap, and that was no, he didn't. All right. Would you rather? And this is I thought perfect for Chris because of what we're going to be talking about later.
Okay.
Would you rather have sex,
Yes.
fornicate
Yes.
with someone with a perfect body, wearing a Hitler mask,
Oh shit.
or someone with a saggy, wrinkly, flabby body wearing an Obama mask?
What the fuck?
I'm just saying. I know, right?
Can I take that mask off at some point? Like, I mean,
Nope. This is the question, and you must answer.
perfect
Yes.
body with Hitler face?
Yeah.
I can visualize, so I'll go with Hitler.
Yeah. See, I'm with you. I think perfect body, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely with that.
I think what you have to do there for this author, well, we can write our own book if you want, guys, is you can't Obama. That isn't. You need to
That
say a
makes sense,
wrinkly
yeah.
body with
Well,
somebody that's
yeah.
slightly attractive at least.
Yeah.
So we're all gonna bang Hitler with a perfect body.
Yeah.
That,
Finish on his little mustache.
yeah.
He always has to. You always have to.
Anyway.
You just have to bring it there, and I.
Not doing Obama.
Are you
not
surprised?
Doing some wrinkly ass shit.
Okay. No, I love it. Not doing some wrinkly ass shit. Okay.
At least at my age.
Right.
Trey might, but
Well, Trey's different. Trey does his thing.
I
Right?
do my thing.
If I could ever get to the
With
page
the
here.
seniors.
Yeah, with the seniors. Would you rather go to the emergency room with a roll of quarters stuck up your ass,
Hello.
or your penis stuck in a Heinz ketchup bottle?
Heinz ketchup bottle.
Oh. That was really fast.
Well, I just don't want to roll the quarters up my ass.
You don't want-
and I don't want them to have to pull a roll of quarters up my
Right.
ass.
But what about, I think the penis in the ketchup bottle might not be.
It's kind of expected. I mean, like, kind of like
expected.
it's what the American Pie.
Oh,
like,
you're thinking like an apple pie thing.
but no, obviously it's a bottle with ketchup, so I get it.
How big is this bottle open?
Yeah, that is a good question.
You'll be fine.
That is a good question. He will. I
You'll be fine.
don't know about
Does the roll of quarter have any lubricant on it?
Let's say no. That defeats the whole point.
Okay, I'll go with the roll of quarters.
Okay.
Of course you would.
Roll-
You like a stuff with your
Well,
ass,
no,
don't you?
no one's surprised by that answer
At all.
Yeah, not
At all.
really.
Okay. Would you which fetish would you rather have? The unwavering need to be called Leonard to reach orgasm, or be unable to reach orgasm unless you stuff your anal canal with a He-Man doll?
Oh shit!
I
Wow, this
Look.
book is amazing.
yeah, I mean,
With a He-Man doll.
I saw this one and I was like,
Get him with the ass.
I gotta know the answer. Yeah, I mean, no, he didn't say that for sure. He's pondering.
Not him, but these questions.
Oh, in general,
These
Well, yeah,
questions.
I like to ask questions.
Ask.
This is how I really find out about people, Chris. I find out about you.
Yeah, we'll go with Leonard.
Okay, you're gonna go with Leonard. You want to be called Leonard. All right. You tell your bride that you need to be called Leonard, and you'll
Yeah.
get it rolling. What about you? Are you gonna go He-Man in the ass? Are you gonna also be called Leo?
I've got to go He-Man in the ass
Yeah.
because
Well, yeah.
You know the shoulders are pretty broad.
you know the G spot is in the
Yeah,
is in the butt.
It is. We've talked about that. All right. The
Angular?
last one, it might be
Anyway.
the weirdest question I've ever seen in this book.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, I think so because of the last part of it. Okay, would you rather be? This is more fetish. Would you rather be only attracted to freckled, redheaded Asians?
Does that
only.
exist?
That's the point. Then you wouldn't have a lot of options. Or albinos under 5'2", with 1,400 plus SAT scores and O negative blood type.
What the fuck?
Isn't that great? I
pretty
couldn't pass
vague.
that one up.
Redheaded Asians.
Just yeah,
Done.
because that's a lot of work to figure out whether this albino.
Yeah.
First off, you have to measure her height. Then you have to talk SAT scores. I mean, what if she's
all
young and
that.
she didn't take? She takes the AC,
Yeah.
whatever the hell they're called. And you have to draw blood to find out her blood type.
Yeah, I don't want to do all that.
What about you, Chris? Freckled Asians or
I feel like
O-typed albino?
I feel like a lot of stuff is left out of the description of the albino. But
Trying to give the albino a chance. I like it.
What about you? Are you going to go albino, or are you still thinking about the He-Man doll?
Already went.
So anyway, those are fun. I think. I think they're hilarious. I don't know if anybody else does,
those are pretty funny.
including our listeners. But those are fun, right?
They are
Right.
fun.
And
Absolutely.
I think we know all that we need to know about our guests before we move forward.
Yep.
Right? I mean, none of this. What do you do for a living? And what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Blah blah. None of that bullshit. I need to know whether you want redheaded, freckled Asians, or albinos.
Or albinos.
With
a certain blood type.
If they have a 1380 on the SAT, they're out. They had to have 1400.
1400.
plus.
Gotcha.
So
that means they misspelled their name. Chris.
So the I'll go ahead and say it. The main reason, you, as we're finding out, can talk about all kinds of kinky stuff. We can talk about football. We can talk about anything with Chris. But the reason that I'm excited that he's here tonight, Trey, is because the topic I have happens to be about World War II.
Oh, okay.
And I think Chris just got an erection just by me saying that.
A little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
little chub,
Little
over
chub.
here.
Chris is a huge World War II enthusiast, and I've had to hear about it for years and years. And somehow I could be talking about football, and all of a sudden we are in a discussion about something called Battle of the whatever. And so, and I love it because of his passion, and so I wanted to wait for him for this topic, and so we'll do that. But first,
What's crazy about that is, sorry.
no, I was pointing at you because
Well, I happened to be looking up things today, and I found it.
Trey was studying for
History
you, Chris.
for Kids, World War II quiz.
That's about right for you, Trey.
So that was about my speed. I had to figure out what the hell is World War II.
Maybe this
Anyway,
is a Gen Z kind of question.
yeah.
Millennial question.
All right. Oh, so you have a quiz.
I have
is
a
what you're
quiz.
telling me. Okay. Do you want to fire it off at Chris to see if he actually knows,
Well,
or
we'll
do you
see
want
if
me
you
to?
know.
Okay.
You and
think
I.
Chris
You
will clean
want me
up.
to be in there? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Chris will
Okay.
clean up. All right. I'm not going to know anything.
Now these do have multiple choice, but I figure if I give you
No.
multiple choice, it's gonna end up
Let's
giving
not
you
do
the
that
answers.
shit.
So,
We already have lost enough listeners with redheaded, freckled Asians.
all right. Question number 1: Who was the leader of Germany during World War II?
Okay. Well,
Oh
that's
my
easy,
gosh.
right? Adolf.
We
Hitler.
already just
Okay.
we already talked about
We're
the
about to finish
Hitler
on his
mask, and
you want to finish on his mustache.
Who was the prime minister of Britain during World War II?
Winston Churchill.
no Prime Minister.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, who said no?
I was thinking of someone else.
Oh, okay.
Chamberlain, who
Oh.
he was in 1940 lost to Churchill. So
Oh,
Didn't
okay.
Chamberlain play in the NBA too?
Will Chamberlain. Yeah,
Yeah.
he also
Scored 100 points, didn't he?
he scored 100 points, but he was also the prime minister.
At the time.
Right.
Boom. All right. Which of these battles took place in World War II? I guess I have to read the options for this.
Or you can
one.
just skip that one. Just skip that
We'll
one.
just skip that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Who cares?
okay,
Do you want that question? Go ahead, Chris. Give that one to
curious
Chris.
actually.
Okay. So, which of the battles took place in World War II? The first one is Agincourt.
I would go with Agincourt.
The second one is Arnhem, Hastings, or Bosworth Field.
Ooh,
Arnhem.
is that
What's your?
something field?
You're going with Bosworth.
No, I'm going to
Field?
go with Hastings because you pronounced it funny.
Hastings. It is Arnhem.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got it right.
What I said.
Well, I'd be boring if I went with
That
Arnhem
would
as
be
well.
in the Netherlands during Operation
Here we go.
Market Garden, which I can,
Everyone, get your notebooks out.
I like to shave my
I can go
Netherlands
on
before
and
a
on.
date. Makes the tree look
Also,
bigger.
I really wanted to actually move there after I first visited there.
Oh, is that nice?
I was like, what could I do to like work over here? And oh my god, like
Well-
let's just say the women and like just
Oh, yeah.
like the people and it's
Take-
just like whoa.
Yeah.
Take it
Awesome.
easy. About
Yeah,
the women over
I get excited over here.
All right, next question.
Who was the leader of the USSR during World War II?
Okay.
Don't because not everyone knows this one.
I do.
I know the '80s one, and I know was it the bad guy?
Well, he was a
Was it
very
Joseph
bad guy.
Stalin?
There you go.
You are correct.
I was almost said Gorbachev.
I'm gonna
ahead.
refrain from commenting so much
No,
on all these questions.
no, comment. Everyone
But
listening to this show wants to know about World War II.
I feel like people that need to understand that Joseph Stalin was actually worse than Hitler. He killed 20 million of his own people. He systematically starved the Ukraine in the 1930s by making them grow.
Isn't he doing
food.
that right now too with Ukraine?
What?
Russia and
Putin?
Ukraine?
Yeah.
Well, Russia's just not good.
Oh, it's no longer. That's right. It's Putin now.
Stalin was a long time.
I'm joking.
Didn't Joey on Friends
all
decide to go with Stalin as
Yeah,
his
that was
stage
pretty
name?
funny.
at
That was
one
funny.
point?
He goes, Joey, Joe, and
Joseph?
Chandler
Yeah.
fucks with him. Yeah, that'd be something Chris would do to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, you're right, Chris. I've heard that Stalin was way worse, and even that Chinese dude.
Oh,
Wasn't he like the most responsible for the most as is it the Ming or the Zing or
Talking
something?
about
Yeah.
Jackie Chan or
Yeah,
No, Zing.
but after
He's
Jackie
not-
Chan.
after Jackie Chan?
Isn't Jackie Chan not Chinese?
You know,
Isn't
he is Chinese.
I don't know.
Oh, I
But
thought
he
he
plays
was-
joke. He puts pee. I don't know. Sorry.
God.
True or false? USA and Germany were on the same side during World
Oh
War
my
II.
God.
I'm gonna go.
forgot
With,
this
I'm
was
gonna go
a
with
kid.
false.
Yeah. Okay. True or false? Germany was on the winning side during the Second World War.
Well, no.
What phase?
Ooh.
Because
it just says true or
Is
Well,
this
that-
one of those quizzes where you had to turn it upside down to get the answers? And it's like,
This is dumb because like Germany was
No,
on the
still
winning
the same.
Germany was on the winning side for the longest time
I'm assuming overall.
until overall,
no.
obviously they lost.
So this is false. It says Japan and Germany were both on the losing side
Well, right.
in World War II.
Clearly,
Oh. But that was a trick question.
no, we
Wasn't Italy both? Or did they bow out?
Oh, Italy. Yeah,
So there was an
Hey,
evacuation.
hold on, Trey. Hold on, Trey.
Oh, okay.
Did you see how excited that Chris
You're
gets?
fucking up my.
All I said
quiz
was
here.
Italy. And he goes, don't even start me on Italy.
I mean, you know,
Hold on. Do you have something to say about Italy first?
I do. Mussolini, well, let's just say the people decided that fascism was not the way. And
Shit, how do you spell fascism?
Have you tried the seafood Mussolini? It's really good.
he was
That was
actually
the white creamy sauce?
I will. Okay, I won't because clearly I can go on and on and on. But with Mussolini, he was actually after the partisans and Italians caught him and his mistress on the road, and they ended up hanging both of them
Oh.
on the road.
Well,
that was
bitch,
later
that
on
bitch
after-
should have cheated on him.
Well,
I mean, apparently not.
well,
Right?
also Hitler sent a very special forces up there to rescue Mussolini when he was first captured.
Well, they were buds.
Is that how they're going to come and get He-Man out of me?
Wow,
Special rescue.
Special.
special. Yeah,
Only the two of you could go from Mussolini in Italy to a He-Man in the asshole like that.
Well, you started it.
I was done with both of those topics somehow.
Are we going to question number 7
Yeah,
now?
let's go to question
Are we
7.
still going?
Go to
So
question 7.
There was an evacuation at Dunkirk during World War II. Where is Dunkirk?
Isn't that in Scotland?
France.
I thought I was thinking of Fall. I'm thinking of Falkirk.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
close.
Falkirk.
That's-
That's
Yeah,
like
Falkirk, yeah.
in the middle of Scotland up there.
right.
So
Close.
his France,
Dunkirk is well.
I've been
I'm
to
not going to go against him.
I've
Okay.
been to Dunkirk.
I'm going to go with Germany.
it was France.
Okay. He's been to Dunkirk. Didn't
which-
you take your bride on your honeymoon to like a
No,
World War II
no,
tour?
no. We went in 2019. We went for
romantic
the
right there.
D-Day, the 75th D-Day anniversary trip.
Oh,
So we saw Calais, Dunkirk, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, like all
you went
down
on
the
a
coast.
trip World War
like
II.
World War II
Okay.
specific.
That'd be
with
cool.
The
D-Day is
traveling
always after the marriage.
with yeah, with the traveling
Yeah.
Aggies.
Yeah, we didn't need to hear about D-Day. You just tell us everything about World War II.
You can show us pictures though.
Oh yeah, I got tons of them.
So, is it? What if it's in the morning? Does it become D morning?
D morning, D afternoon.
D night time, D cocktail hour.
There we go. The cock.
D cock. Okay, so go ahead. Next question.
In which year is it generally accepted that Hitler died?
That's a good one because he'll know in 2 seconds. Hold on, take it.
Yeah,
I'm going to answer
19. What?
this. 49. No, 45.
Yes, 45.
Okay.
Yep,
What I
45.
thought is it might be 46 because
It
didn't
was
it take a little
May
while
of
and he
40
ran off? Like
No,
a pussy.
he was in a bunker
Yeah.
when the Russians were,
And he killed
closing
himself,
it.
right?
He did.
See, I
with
know some shit.
with his new bride Eva Braun.
Oh yeah,
He
Damn, he got
gave her
married
si-
again during all this bullshit?
yeah, in the
Never,
bunker.
he never got married in the first place. He was always married to Germany,
Oh,
which is why he never got married. But Eva Braun was his mistress or whatever. But he basically yeah. So basically, he killed her with cyanide and shot her, and then killed their dog Blondie, who was a German
Damn.
Shepherd, and
Right.
then he took a cyanide and shot himself.
right. The dog.
He killed the dog.
The dog took a cyanide and shot.
No,
him.
no, no.
Oh,
He killed the dog.
he killed the dog.
He
and
didn't
he
give
took
it cyanide.
cyanide. He
They
took
both-
cyanide and shot himself.
Yeah,
He
make sure it was effective.
Yeah, he would.
because he did not want the Russians.
Yeah, you know why can't
Soviets.
Trey? Why can't?
Huh?
Why can't other people that we really despise that want to
Do
kill
that?
themselves make sure? Because I feel like a lot of people don't get it done.
Do we put this on the menu for our
our assisted
assisted
suicide?
suicide service?
Oh my God.
Cyanide, the pistol.
Here, take a drink of this, and here's the pistol.
You can either take the special of the night, which is this, which is cyanide and a pistol to your mouth.
Yeah.
Or you can go with one of our more popular appetizers, which is IV through the bloodstream.
Really
Yeah.
depends on how you want to go out.
Along with the
yeah.
He-Man.
Put that in your ass too, and then do it. That'd be sure.
So, we've
Don't-
actually got to number 9 here.
Don't think I'm not putting you a picture of you with He-Man on some sort of form of social
Gotta work.
media.
Yeah.
All right, next
Adobe Photoshop is great.
Where did Montgomery have a famous victory?
Who is Montgomery?
I think he's a running back
that-
for the Lions right
He
now.
was the
He is.
field marshal.
Wasn't he on the
of
Bears?
Britain.
He was on the Bears too.
Oh,
And he was a field marshal.
so after he got done in the war, he came over to run for
Montgomery.
Chicago.
It's
Yeah.
Montgomery.
And now he's
Well, they traded him to Detroit,
yeah.
right? Or was he a free agent?
agent, probably.
Free agent. He's doing pretty well.
So what's the answer?
Where was the question again?
Where did Montgomery have a famous victory?
How many yards
Besides
did
on
Montgomery
your
have last
fantasy
weekend?
team.
Montgomery had a famous victory at Falkirk.
I'll just say North Africa.
Okay, Egypt. What are the other ones? Albania,
go-
Morocco.
No, let's just say North Africa.
You're going to say North Africa. Okay, is it more specific?
Well,
than that?
because then Patton and he got in this battle of taking Sicily and then Italy, but I mean, it kind of goes.
I don't know where the fuck this is, but go ahead.
it's Mediterranean area, right?
You say the name?
Yeah.
El Alamein?
Oh, El Alamein. El Alamein, yeah. Well, that was one.
And in Kentucky? Or where's that?
That was Africa. North Africa.
I thought it was lo mein, like in Chinese food.
Lomain? Oh,
Lomain,
that's
but
good.
no. Alamein.
Okay, where is that?
Africa. North Africa.
But which country in North Africa?
North.
Do we know?
The northern one.
Did we stump you?
It's near the beach.
There's
Need
beaches.
to.
No, I'm just. It's so Chris. It's so look how
LL
defeated
man.
he looks.
No, I'm defeated. I'm thinking.
Okay,
Yeah.
Would it be Egypt,
Not Egypt.
Morocco, Albania,
No, further west.
further west,
Tunisia?
Morocco, Tunisia? Ooh, I bet that's what it is. We'll look it up. You know, because our listeners are
should
going.
know
We have
this,
to know.
but I should know this. Of
course they are.
Specifically, because
They're hidden.
Tobruk,
Fast forward.
El Alamein.
Our listeners
There's
are like, we got our
it was
football
a
pick.
major tank battle victory. That's what I know.
How do they get the tank all the way across the Mediterranean?
Are you ready for number 10?
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay, okay.
So it says to finish with, I'm going back to the start. In which year did World War II start in Europe?
I think I know this one. I think it's 1939.
Okay.
Is that right? In Europe.
Ultimately, as far as going towards Czechoslovakia and all this stuff, yeah. But 1940 would be the
Official
time
first
when
shot.
they went into Poland.
Well, I'd say an army marching counts as war. No, in 39.
You annex.
Well,
something
40
like that. Forcefully.
41 was Pearl Harbor. I'm going to go ahead and throw facts out just to act like I know shit.
We already started. The Battle of Britain was already going.
Right. It was the whole Europe was going crazy until
Yeah,
41.
it was all, and everyone kept denying it. The French, the British are like, "Oh no, we're not gonna."
Whose idea
Right.
was to do this fucking quiz?
Yeah, we did.
So
What is your answer?
What is that?
I said 1939.
There you go. That's the answer on
I
this.
said that.
In this one.
You could have said correct.
Well, I was letting him answer.
the same.
Officially,
Okay.
okay, yeah. if they went into
All right.
Czechoslovakia.
That quiz was an absolute failure.
Beating.
No, I think it was pretty.
It was a good quiz. Okay. Chris,
I mean,
Chris
it's
liked
pretty
the quiz.
easy, but yeah.
Well, what Chris did for everybody there is each question he said, well, I'm going to take the kid version of it and I'm going to explain for you dumbass adults that should know this.
Or the people who, not dumbass adults, but yeah, people that need to know a little bit.
There you go. Well, thank you for that. Trey, do you have any questions
About what?
about World War II based on the questions that you just asked? Do you know that you just gave us a quiz?
Is that what that was?
Are you here right now?
Did you know any of those answers?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good question. Did you?
The true false about
True, false.
U.S. and Germany being allies. I knew that one.
Yeah, yeah,
True, false. Trey's good at true, false. He gets them right about half the time.
Shit.
well, you only got one or the other.
That's the joke.
Now this war was
Okay.
this was ultimately to free the slaves, right?
Yes.
That's what this one was for.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You're
knew that
thinking. Wait. You're thinking of the Revolutionary War.
No, that was
Okay.
when they destroyed the Alamo, wasn't it?
Be this.
Well, no.
Okay, I guess
Hold
these
on.
are all jokes, right?
Look, D-Day, when they stormed the beach, it was not in San Antonio. It was at Galveston.
Galveston Beach. You're
And
right.
then they made their way to San Antonio and they met up with Santa Anna.
Is that with the Santa Maria and
Yes.
Christopher Columbus?
Yes.
Yeah, see, the
You're putting it
Marines
together.
The Marines with the Higgins boat stormed the beaches of Texas, and they made their way up
Right.
to the Alamo.
See, I told
To
you.
Is that the one where
relieve-
Tom Cruise was giving them cover fire and helped out?
I think so. I don't think I saw that film.
Wait, what movie?
I missed that film.
Tom Cruise?
Top Gun? Is that not what
right.
he was helping
Cover
out with?
Fire? What are you talking about?
Well,
No?
yeah, the Tom F-14s took off.
Well, yeah,
from
the original.
the Gulf,
Yeah.
the
flew
classic.
over, and they gave cover fire to the Alamo.
Is that when he was trying to destroy King Charles?
Right. We just have to talk through all this, and you'll start to learn your history.
Which timeline to follow?
You know what's sad is that right there was probably not far off from what our youth probably knows today.
That
Which is sad.
Is it wrong?
correct.
Is it
In fact,
wrong?
There were just little bits and pieces here and there
Just a tid?
that were wrong.
Okay.
I didn't feel like correcting you, but we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
history.
Okay. All right, let's get serious. This is just a bunch of silliness, which is what we like. But, Chris, I've oftentimes thought, a few times, I read a short story a long time ago, and forgive me, I should have it here. Write us at stay in whatever our email address is, and tell me that I'm an idiot for not having it up here. But it's a short story, and it was about if the person who had released the atomic bombs on Japan had changed his mind right at the last second, and they didn't do it.
Oh.
So there's a short story, and that's speculative fiction, and it's a lot of There's a show. I think that if the Ally or the Axis powers, the Japanese and Germany had actually won the war, and then they split America right down the middle.
The
and
Man in the High.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet, but it sounds really cool.
It's kind of far fetched, but yes, it talks about like the Japanese controlling the west side of the Rockies,
Right.
and the Germans control the east side.
Right. So they split it, kind of like, in a sense, the Allies split parts of Europe.
Right.
And so those types of stories get me. And so this was interesting because it's like, what if they had pulled off, not dropped the bombs? What happens? And so that's one topic, but the real topic is morally, which seems to be everybody's shtick these days. Morally, was it right to actually use atomic weapons? I don't know what you would do. Perhaps you can fill me in on what you think the alternative would have been, because I don't know, or if there was a plan B, if you will, besides the plan B Trey gets in Saturday mornings.
Those pills are getting expensive, by the way.
Yeah, and people give you a bad look when and they're like,
Yeah, you go
"I want
to
to plan B," and you're like,
you go to self checkout for that.
Could have pulled out a little sooner. You
I wish you could get self checkout for that.
You can't.
have to get the case opened up.
Yeah, you got to go to the pharmacy and they
Oh God!
You gotta open
And
the
they're
case
all
up.
like, they look up when you. Oh God!
I haven't done it before.
I've never.
I mean, I walked in with a smile, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're like I got laid last
Yeah.
night, but unfortunately, I'll go ahead and give you that right now.
Pull out game sucks.
But anyway, so plan B for the American.
She told me she couldn't get pregnant with that one.
Well, they.
What?
Anyway,
The pull-up method.
So that's number one. Is what would be the alternative? Number two is, do you think it was morally wrong, for lack of a better word, to use those particular types of weapons? And do we have any kind of like feel bad for the Japanese for what happened to a lot of their people? So you're already shaking your head. He's fired up. I'm gonna release him, Trey. Should I release him?
release.
Go.
Release now. Okay, so
Talking to the mic.
okay.
He's fired up. I like
So
it.
you talked about a plan A. The plan A essentially was developed before the atomic bombs were actually finalized or finished and tested, etc.
So you're saying there was another plan besides
Well, the plan was how do we invade Japan? So, and that's just it. And I'm not going off on all the numbers.
This is
but-
based on Pearl Harbor. Like, fuck these guys.
No,
This is way later.
This is like way later when. Well, okay.
This is the stuff I don't know. Is
look at
all the
okay.
dates. I don't know all the dates.
I'll be on. Okay, I'll be honest.
All right, I keep interrupting.
When I
Shut
was
the fuck up.
when I was younger, 20 years ago, when I was really getting into this, I was like, "It's justified." Those guys, Japanese were ruthless. You've heard of the Bataan Death March. They took not only
Trey, have you heard of that before?
No.
Okay.
that
Go
was
ahead.
that was right after the Japanese bombed Pearl
Is that a
Harbor.
marathon? Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, for 10,000 people that were systematically marched to their deaths.
Oh, that was a good segue. Nice.
Shit.
Yeah. So,
Well, I saw a movie.
the
Is
it like off a
yeah,
cliff
you've seen
or what?
movies.
There was a movie about that.
They were
The
just
Isn't that 3,000?
marching. No, just marching.
We're just kicking him in the
3,000. I've
Sparta?
never seen
No,
that.
that'd be 300.
300.
That'd be
Sorry,
300,
wrong.
but-
Too many zeros.
But also,
Is that 300,000?
but actually, no, that was 300 Spartans going against a whole bunch of
Yeah.
Persians.
That's
that were
close.
in
That was
tough-
close.
You were way off. man.
Trey.
Way off.
It was the same. It was the
was
same.
way
It was the same strategy though.
300,000.
Same strategy.
Right.
Look, I don't mean. I swear I'm going to shut the fuck up. I promise you.
That's
But I
fine.
want. I
How
want
many shows have we got into and that has never happened?
I want the setting here because I don't want people to think, okay, Ryan's an absolute idiot, just a little bit.
Okay.
Because the dates. So for me, the plan was to how to invade the Japanese, and it wasn't strictly based on just on the fact that they attacked us first. What was it based on?
It was systematic. Okay, so the Japanese attacked obviously Pearl Harbor, and right after that, they attacked all the other major islands and bases of the Allies, if you will.
Okay.
And they are ruthless. They take surrendering as dishonorable. They treated all the prisoners of war like they're horrible. They did not. Follow the Geneva Convention or the Hague,
Yeah.
or the Treaty of Hague. Hell, they shot at medics.
Oh yeah, that kind of stuff.
like
yeah.
just to cause problems. Anyways,
Well, Trey would surrender right away, so I don't think you'd do very well.
you would not probably have lived throughout.
Tell you where everybody's hiding.
Yeah, they would not. Anyway, so right after that,
You're a great American.
He's over there. He's over there.
hey,
Don't tell him he's behind the tree.
Count to 10 first and then go get him.
yeah, they'll be up in that tree.
Meanwhile, you're naked and getting sprayed by like this hose.
Or sitting in a
Torture or
recliner.
whatever. Isn't that
Yeah.
the thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Movie Unbroken. Have you seen that?
That's what I was talking about a minute
Yeah.
ago. Was the movie
Yeah.
about
Now
the
with the-
Olympic?
It's a
Now with the two
true
cowboys.
story about the Olympian
Yes,
who
they had just got back from the war. Sorry.
I gotta get back on track.
Yeah, get back on track.
Sorry.
All right. So atomic bombs.
No, so you're saying the atomic bomb was not Plan A; it was more of a Plan B.
They had planned before the atomic bombs were ready. The U.S. was already coming up with invasion of the homeland, the main island of Japan. Now, with that being said, there were about 2.3 million Japanese military army there, along with the 28 million Japanese civilians, which they trained to defend their home island. So, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
Not only that,
there are 18 billion people in Japan, right?
Is that now?
no.
That's
Yeah, I know.
it.
No, it's China. Haha. Go ahead. So
there
that's a lot of
18
people.
million?
That's a lot of people.
Well, let's just say that they were teaching all their civilians. Like, in fact, we see that throughout the war with like bomber crews and pilots that go and drop all the bombs, not atomic bombs, but other bombs. Like, they get shot down, they parachute out, and they land in Japan. And what happens? They get the shit beaten out of
Right.
them. Like, killed.
And
Like-
if they surrender, it's just as bad. Like you're saying.
the
there's-
problem is that the civilians, they weren't letting them surrender. They just kill them.
Oh, I see.
I'm just saying that so it's estimated originally a while back. It was estimated that about 1 million. There would be about 1 million casualties.
They estimated, okay, if we do this, this is what's
The
going to happen.
The Allies,
Okay.
estimated about 1 million or so casualties on our side.
On our side. Wow.
Now,
It's a good reason not to do that.
but it was
plan.
also estimated there would be. Oh, I'm sorry, there was like 1.2 million, but 1 million. I mean, anyway.
Oh, get your shit together.
Yeah, right. Get my facts.
We are
straight.
strict about facts on
I
this
know.
show.
I was hoping you'd have some accurate facts here, Chris.
Well,
All right, so 1.2 million
yeah,
is the estimate. Okay.
for the U.S.
For the
or
US,
the
right.
Allies.
Well, we don't care about the Japanese.
But yeah, it would have been a lot more. It'd been like more than 2-something million.
Okay.
Now,
So they went to another plane.
Well,
Okay.
so let's just say that in July of 1945,
Okay.
that's when the first testing was done for the atomic bombs, also known as the Trinity Project.
Okay.
Well, Manhattan Project, but the Trinity experiment. So
That's what the Trinity River here is named after.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that how that developed?
Yeah.
yeah, the first test of
No wonder it's
Yeah.
so dirty.
atomic bomb.
Right.
So
I think I actually knew that. Trinity. That was the first test.
Trinity,
Okay.
yeah.
I think I knew that.
Trinity was, yeah. So then there were two types. Interestingly enough, I'll have a question. There were two bombs dropped.
You're being too quiet.
I'm looking at Trey right
Yeah.
now. I'm saying there were two bombs dropped. What was the difference between each one?
I can't wait to hear this. You have
Okay,
you have to
all
answer
right,
to. You can't.
One
play.
Yeah.
spit and one swallowed.
Oh my god.
One's bigger, one smaller.
It's true. One was bigger, one was smaller.
Yeah, it
but
was.
what was the differing?
One got a second date.
One was they
All
had
right,
two different
This
names.
could take all night, so I'm going to go ahead and
Go ahead and
back.
explain it to Trey.
One was a uranium enriched with a
Yeah, I never would have guessed that.
fire and pistol, and then
You
other-
were just gonna say.
Yeah,
Uranium.
That was my last guess.
and then one of them was plutonium.
Okay,
Oh, isn't that what Doc
That
Brown
was
on
Doc
Back
Brown
to the
used
Future?
it. Yeah.
Plutonium. Yeah.
it does work herself.
Yeah. See?
Yeah,
Good
the Libyans.
history.
The Libyans wanted their
their
plutonium back, right?
For the atomic
point-
bomb.
Right. See, I'll pass that fucking test in no time. Back to the
Right.
Future. Go ahead. 1.21 gigawatts of electricity.
Yeah, it's funny, but a lot of people. Classic movie, by the way.
Yeah.
My favorite trilogy, by the way. Go ahead.
So, I mean, obviously, there's Little Boy and Fat Man.
What are the names of the bombs, Trey? Calm down.
Yeah, Little Boy.
I was like, isn't that illegal?
Not in Japan.
I saw that.
All right. Well, I
Go
know.
ahead.
Leave it alone.
You know, I feel like laughing at this situation.
Well, I know you don't like to laugh at this,
No, but I can.
but Trey and I don't know. Do you think we could be quiet for 3 minutes and let Chris just tell us?
And
Okay. Are we
go.
gonna try?
All right.
Yeah.
Let's try.
All right, let's.
take a deep breath.
What's that? How does it go? I lose. Oops, couldn't do it.
Oops, I lost.
All right, I'm gonna try. Continue. So the two bombs, different
There were two
sizes,
bombs.
uranium
They're-
and plutonium and all that shit.
There were originally 4 cities picked out. Obviously, Hiroshima was the first. That was where the uranium bomb was dropped. Now, because it was a highly populated area, but there was military facilities, there was military presence in there. There were
So it wasn't just civilians. They weren't ruthlessly going after
there was
civilians.
there was military facilities that
Got
were for industrial things.
Unfortunately,
So-
they had to go through civilians to get to those. Okay.
Right. But I'll get okay. So they dropped
sorry.
it. So
That was less
So
than
there-
3 minutes, by the way.
It's
I'm
36
gonna,
seconds.
I'm gonna go. They give a range of like how the cost they estimate. Look, I'm just gonna say my thing is about 100,000, and then civilians and soldiers that were killed, but
For just Hiroshima,
just Hiroshima.
100,000.
I would say.
Trey, are you taking notes? Good for you.
They say
Trey's
like
trying to learn.
They say like 70,000 to 126,000. I think the higher number is for
Hiroshima.
after effects, like from the burns and radiation and all that stuff.
Well, that was going to be my question. I'm going to let you finish, but I want to talk about that.
Yeah, but there were like at least 20,000 soldiers killed. I mean, and from what I'm reading, 12 Allied prisoners of war, which is unfortunate.
That sucks.
That's unfortunate. But
do you think that those 12 people would, wherever they are in the afterlife,
okay,
in their graves, whatever, do you think that they're almost not proud, but okay with their death because of what it did? I know that's a weird question.
I can't,
but
speak
you know
for
what I mean.
them,
Like, to be a martyr,
I would think that
for the cause.
I would think that based on the brutality that was instilled
They
in
were
them,
like, just do this thing.
I think it was retribution.
Okay.
Which is kind of like my thing about this whole thing. They were brutal. They were relentless. Obviously, they sent their own men for bonsai charges,
Right.
if you will. Also, kamikazes. Like, I mean, they got
Trey drinks that on Saturday nights.
kamikaze.
Did once.
So let's. I mean, I guess I want to get to the moral part of it. So civilians, whatever. We just got to Hiroshima. What's the
Nagasaki was the name.
Nagasaki. See, I kind of got the Naga part. And so the aftermath, civilians with radiation, they obviously knew that would happen.
Well, I don't think it really was known at that point.
They had to know something was going to. I mean,
they don't know I don't think
they thought it was going to be normal.
Truly knew the aftermath
Oh.
of it. I think we just knew the destruction that it could cause.
Well, sure.
I don't think the Well, we did know.
You
about
don't
the
think that
radiation.
they
actually no? We knew about the radiation because we are their own scientists.
Trey, he did a 180 in about 4 seconds.
Well, our own scientists that was exposed to that radiation during all the
Right.
manufacturing and testing, so we knew the effects of radiation.
But that's my point. Is so knowing that civilians were going to be affected by this and deformed and dead and whatever, and
It's war.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying that's the more argument for these bombs if we knew that was going to happen. Do you think there's any other way that we could have been as effective without that? I mean, no matter what. No. I mean, even if you thought about it deeply and like, man, we could have gone with this and used different bombs.
Okay.
Maybe we just bombed those F-14s.
I'm glad you brought that up because
F-16s, like the movie Iron Eagle.
There we go.
Send that guy with Chappie. Remember that?
oh
shit?
yeah,
With
classic
Send him in there.
Iron Eagle.
Yeah,
His dad gets captured.
Louis
and he has
Gossett
to-
Jr. That motherfucker knew how to take some shit out.
That's a good classic. Was it 80s maybe? Yeah.
Oh man, let's watch that later. All right. Anyway,
That's
go
a
ahead.
good one. What? No, okay, no. As far as I'm concerned, didn't you just hear me say millions of people would lose their lives with the invasion of Japan?
Take it easy over there. I do, and I like I said, I just think that right now the issue with any war
Civilians.
is civilians, and
Civilian
I've
casualties.
always said what you just said, and I'll admit it on the show. In the time of a war, it sucks. Nobody wants civilians to die. I'll take it. Take it to a different war that we've got going on now with factions. I say factions of the Middle East, not the entire Middle East.
They're
people, calm
terrorists.
down. The terrorists, the extremists, if you will, of Islam, and you have an enemy that you don't know, and that was kind of like Vietnam and whatever. You have an enemy where you don't know what they're going to do. The civilians all of a sudden are strapped to bombs, and they wrap around you, and then you blow up.
there are a lot of those where like people strap grenades to children and say,
Right.
"Run towards the Americans."
So people that yell, and I'm using the Middle East because I'm a little more familiar with that recently. You whether it's because of movies or not, I don't know. But if you get a guy running at you or walking towards you, even more likely walking, you don't know. He could be like, "Oh, I'm nice, hello," and be an enemy. And so what do? Do you take a chance or do you go ahead and shoot him? And that's the way I think of this with Japan is that do you sit back and let them continue to do what they're doing, or are you just in this shit?
No, like I'll bring up one thing about that is that Japanese frequently, they would commit suicide before being captured.
Right. Well, that's
Like they
similar
would
to
take as
similar
many
to
Americans. Yes, is
Islam extremists.
that and yes. I'm just saying, like they would literally like have a grenade in hand and then just blow up the whatever.
Yeah, it's almost like
soldier.
they refuse the help of medics.
Hell, no,
I'm saying
they
you're
were trying to kill it
I know, but what I'm saying is that instead of receiving help,
because it was dishonorable.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Duh.
Is that this is the type of enemy you're dealing with, and so it wasn't as simple as let's have. It wasn't like in the. What war was it when they did that? When they walked up and they went 1, 2, and they shot at each other, and it's like, all right, your turn. We'll stand here.
Oh, that would be
The Revolutionary War.
around that time period. I wouldn't say that.
The Revolutionary War. I actually know
I'm
that.
not going to go into that.
Look, it was
about
on
right.
Mel Gibson's The Patriot, all right? And anyway,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. The code of war, the honorable thing, this whole Geneva Convention bullshit. I'm kidding.
Well, that's funny
I'm
to say
kidding.
that, 'cause
And but that's
there was no. The only honor was killing the other person and
Right.
not getting captured and kill yourself before you
yeah.
do.
If you got captured, it was like you were a
was-
piece of shit.
Well, to say it like lightly.
Well, right. So anyway, so that was my main question was the whole everyone
Which is-
people that talk about it's so morally wrong, but why?
Morally wrong. We'll talk about what they did.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
You might have already mentioned it. So if they had they ever done studies that if they hadn't dropped this atomic bomb, what possible outcomes would have happened?
That's what I'm saying. I read that story, but it was fiction.
It really
So
would. No, I mean the.
What's the reality, Chris?
Like factual stories based on.
Well, there's no obviously the stories aren't factual because it didn't occur. But
Right.
like what happened, what the predicted
Which is what Trey asked.
plan,
The predicted.
outcome of Plan A, if you will,
Right.
pre.
He says, if you
Atomic
will,
bomb.
too. I didn't mean to interrupt you again for the 18th time. But he says, if you will, too. Have you noticed that?
I did. Now shut up,
Everyone.
Well,
All right, if you will.
if you will. With all due respect.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It would have been the cost of millions and millions of lives.
Okay. So-
Casualties, lives. I mean, like, who knows? But it would have also predicted it to go to like 1946, the end of 1946, and a good prediction. Like,
Gotcha.
they've already, I mean, there's a whole bunch of operations that were planned out for like certain army group to take the southern part of the
From
island.
the Japanese.
The main island.
So what I'm saying is, so they maybe recovered some intel from Japan that what they would have done. Like,
Well, Japan already knew what they were gonna like, where
what I
they
mean.
would land
Yeah.
because of their geography and everything else. They knew where the Allies would land. So, like I said, the high casualty rate. No, you look at
that's
look
fine.
at-
No.
okay.
Okay. But let me back up. So I know that you're talking about if they actually attacked on foot from boats, like
Yes.
stormed the beach.
Correct. Yes.
What I'm saying is let's move beyond that
Okay.
and say the aftermath. So they went ahead and they dropped the bombs, and
Okay.
that we've decided we agree that was necessary. Did
I
they
think so.
did they recover any intel that said, "Hey, wow, this is what Japan was gonna do if we hadn't done this"? And I know that sounds like a vague question, but do you know what I'm saying?
I can tell you what they weren't going to do is surrender.
Ooh.
They
That's
they
gonna
were
be on-
get they
that's
were
going to be on the preview right there. I like that. No, because that's the point. Is what you're telling me is that no matter what, the Japanese were not. That they were like, look, it's kind of almost, and I hate to say this, but almost like Vietnam, the Vietnamese, the Viet Cong. They were like, look, we're just going to take hit, but we're here. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So why, if they're never going to surrender, what made the atomic bomb make them surrender? Just because of the
we dropped
Well,
okay.
the sheer,
destruction of it?
sheer power of it, I guess, right?
Well, at this point, their economy, all their supplies were dwindling. Like they had nothing. I mean, they were running on low.
After or
They were
before?
before.
Before.
Okay, so yeah, so some people be like, well, they were on the brink of surrendering. It's like, no.
Oh, is that an argument?
That was some people like to say that it's an argument.
Right.
Like, oh, yeah, but no, like there have been admirals and generals that have basically estimated like they're not going to surrender. In fact, they didn't want to surrender.
Right.
And it wasn't until after the first Hiroshima, the first bomb, they didn't surrender. Like they didn't surrender, and it wasn't until
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they were like back to back. Like
no, there
fuck
were
you,
there were
fuck
there
you.
were days. Okay, so there was
How much time was in between?
in Poland? Like 4 days. So it was August 6th.
Oh, what?
And, no. August 6th and August 14th.
I thought it was like an hour. I didn't know it was a couple of days.
Oh no, it was more than that. It was like August 6th was the first one. I think the 14th.
God, I feel like an idiot.
August 14th.
should.
August 14th. There are actually there were other locations that were picked before Nagasaki. And it was
knew
because of
that.
the weather.
I knew that.
It was because of the weather that they chose Nagasaki. But Nagasaki
Didn't they have the Olympics there?
No, that's Nagano.
No, same
That's
thing.
in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Nagano, New Jersey.
Same demographic. But
So that was not Nagano. How far away is that from
Nagasaki is the place.
Is the place. Nagano is the Olympics.
Yes.
Okay, that was very important to clear
it's a
up. I'm
bunch of-
glad we did that.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is he saying? Nagano. It's Nagasaki, goddammit.
Nagasaki.
Sorry.
Nagasaki is more in.
Not a motorcycle?
But see, there were.
In
Okay,
a car?
here's a fun fact.
VCR? Okay. Yeah, take a drink. Take a drink, Chris. I'm sorry. We're interrupting.
Out.
This is what we tend to do.
No.
What did the second bomb do that the first didn't that made them go? Because only for time's sake.
Killed him.
Well, it killed some
Yeah,
of them.
it reiterated the
It just said, we're going to keep doing this.
because they didn't. Yeah, because they didn't know that we only.
What was
had
it? Little
two
fat
bombs.
man, little fat man and boy wonder?
No, it's fat man, little boy. Little boy was the uranium.
So was there
Fat
like a
man
little
was-
girl? Did they have
Boy
a,
wonder.
Did they, did they
These-
have?
It's just the size of the.
But did they have
bombs.
other ones waiting in the wing?
They did not.
Oh, did Japan know that?
No.
That's I like that.
They did not.
They didn't call our bluff.
and-
Yeah,
At this
that's
point,
right. We're like,
Hirohito.
please surrender.
I just said it, but you know the.
Hirohito?
You had a
Yeah,
mojito.
you had it, yeah, right. That emperor, who they considered as God,
Right.
the Japanese people considered him as God. But he was like, we need to surrender. But there were a lot of generals and stuff that were like, no, we're not going to surrender. And
That was after the second one.
that was after the second one too.
Wow.
Like luckily,
Well, there's that.
Tojo.
There's that famous quote that I guess the Japanese did he call him the prime minister or was he the president or was he what was
Emperor.
Emperor? Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I knew that.
Emperor
I swear. I knew that,
Hirohito.
Trey. Did they call? I'm sorry. Did he? There's that famous quote where he's like, "I'm afraid that we woke."
Oh no,
sleeping
that was
giant."
not him. That was
Who was that?
that was an admiral that was involved with.
Well, he was a smart man because he did awaken the sleeping giant.
Yeah, 1941 when they
Trey,
bombed
Trey,
Pearl
that's what
Harbor.
girls say about Trey.
It was Admiral Hamamoto. That was Admiral Hamamoto.
Hamamoto. Okay.
Hamamoto.
Well,
Yeah, but yeah, he was like after sitting all the airplanes and everything out.
right.
Like,
Okay.
like we have woken the sleeping dragon. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
4 years later. But I mean,
Well, and I agree. Honestly, I agree about the fact that it was necessary. I agree that in times of war, you have to kind of do what you have to do, and it sucks. And people give me shit. They're like, "Oh, you don't have a heart." Well, that's not true, because somebody's going to die in the time of a war, and it's us or them, and that's that mindset I have.
I'm glad you brought this up too. Hold on, Will. This is great. This is
Trey,
great.
you just got.
You awoken the sleeping dragon right here. I will say a lot of people who say like, "Oh, the bombs,
Hold on,
or the atomic bombs." Well, honestly, I wonder if people actually understand that there were a lot of bombing campaigns on the main island, firebombing. Like they firebombed Tokyo, which they called paper cities. They're the paper city because they're all made of wood and paper.
Right.
All the houses and everything.
Yeah.
Those firebombings in March of 1945 actually killed more than 100,000 people. More than each one of the bombs.
Oh, so basically they're just they're saying.
I mean,
everyone's saying, "Oh, we did this," but in reality,
people don't focus on the bomb.
No,
like
both
atomic
sides.
bombs. They focus on the atomic bombs, but it's like, well, the fire bombings of the
right
Tokyo, etc.
So casualties, it was just as bad.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where that's the issue is the moral using the actual what was it, uranium and plutonium and the the aftermath of what literally physically happened, the radiation to the people, and was that right or wrong? But again, it's war, like you said. What do you, Trey? I know you don't really give a shit. But do you think that it was wrong to use atomic bombs, or should we have gone in and taken a chance on losing upwards of 1 million people? What do you think?
Million casualties.
I do have.
Here we go. Trey researches while I talk.
6 little known facts about World War II.
Oh, let's see how many of you
don't
honest.
read. I don't want you to see.
But be honest. Will you be honest?
Print, yeah.
All right, be honest. How many of these you knew, and then we're going to move on.
Okay. So the last Japanese soldier finally surrendered in what year?
1972.
Oh my God. Is it right? Close?
76.
Even if it's close,
76,
dude.
74.
74. Oh, split the difference.
Don't even be upset.
I'm not.
Holy shit.
70s,
Okay,
I know that.
How many people know that?
That was kind of interesting. So I guess he was.
He was stuck on an island by himself.
He was he fled into a jungle in Indonesia, and he survived.
He was there for that long.
He was told to hold out until nothing.
Yeah.
Till they
crazy.
came and got him.
Tom Hanks had nothing on this guy. Castaway, So.
Oh yeah.
So the next one is an astonishing number of soldiers died during pilot training. You have any clue of how many?
Oh, pilot train. Just on which side? Our side?
I don't know. 10,000. I don't.
Yeah, that's a tough
I honestly
one. That's a
don't
tough
know.
one.
I don't have those numbers.
15,000.
Oh,
occurred
close.
during pilot training.
I'll give it to you.
Says to put this in perspective,
$1.
around 52,000 American flight crew members died in World War II.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Says to put that into perspective, around 52,000 flight crew members died in World War II, meaning almost 30% of pilot deaths occurred outside the conflict.
Just the training part. Jeez.
So the next one says World War II had bizarre weapons such as a German cannon that could shoot across the sea.
Oh, the whole sea?
They actually didn't have
which
that,
sea?
Okay.
Oh, Chris is saying this is bullshit.
It says
they had one.
He's calling out your source. He's saying that this source is full of shit.
Yeah.
It says it was the V3 cannon, a gigantic machine that could hurl projectiles from Germany across the sea into England.
Propaganda.
Oh,
Yeah.
but across to England.
Oh no, they also had
Is that not that far?
They also had V2 rockets.
That's the channel.
Well, actually, V1 and V2 rockets.
Yeah.
They shin across.
Trey, people have swam that
Instead of
channel.
using rockets like the V2, the V3 would be stationary cannon that could shoot projectiles.
Well, they did have the big ass rail cannons that could shoot like hundreds of miles.
It says Poland had a bear that survived in the military.
Poland had a bear. What does that even mean?
From a zoo.
In 1942, a company of Polish troops was evacuated from the Soviet Union, found their way to Iran. Along the way, they befriended a Syrian brown bear that they named
I didn't even know they had brown bears in Syria.
Wojtek. They officially
I think it was on the way.
enlisted him as a private in the unit.
Oh.
The men ended up in Italy from 1943 to 1944, bringing the bear along with them. It helped him carry heavy ammunition and quickly became a celebrity among the
I feel like that's kind of made up. I don't know.
That does sound shady.
That kind of sounds stupid. Where are you getting your resources here?
It says Sky
Chris,
History,
anything that we look up is complete fact. All
which
right?
is,
Look up your own shit.
Yeah.
Next
I'm
one,
gonna
it
look
says
up.
Gandhi tried to send a message of peace to Hitler.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I imagine that guy started to send a message of peace to everybody.
Yeah, I won't get into religion.
He sent a message of peace to me.
This last one is me right here.
Okay.
A German commander was so stressed he abandoned his post and went to a spa.
He went to a spa.
Was that on the Eastern
getting-
Front?
he's
Is that
getting-
on the Eastern Front?
It said Heinrich Himmler was one of Hitler's first supporters,
I even
becoming
know
the
that.
head of
Heinrich Himmler. What a,
Schnatzelstaffel, and
Right.
eventually,
it's the SS.
there you go.
Steiner's
Eventually
for the
in charge of the army group Vistula, a group of 500,000 soldiers that were assigned to protect Berlin. Berlin.
SS.
You're going to Berlin? I'm not going to Berlin. You remember that movie?
Yes.
Okay. Said, unfortunately,
Euro
this task
trip.
was
We've talked
too
about that
far,
movie 16 times.
Too much for Himmler, who required daily naps and massages and only worked a few hours a day. Eventually, Army Group Vistula was
Have you looked
overrun.
at that weasel? He is a piece of shit.
Is he?
He's a piece of shit.
Take it easy.
So yeah, that
That's
was,
being
that
that
was
is being easy.
fun facts.
You know, it's funny in the last days of Hitler, like Heinrich Himmler tried to he escaped and tried to like disguise himself as a normal like civilian and get past the lines. No,
Look,
that didn't
The little
happen.
mustache throw him.
I
off.
want to go to a spa after this show sometime.
Yeah.
much less
That does sound nice.
being Hitler's right hand man.
He's
Yeah.
a piece of shit.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah, me too.
I guess as I have many
I
times.
know
in
I
the
can
past.
go on and on.
Well, but I've endured this before, and it really is interesting. And
I'll
all
give you some final questions if you want.
you give me some final questions.
Well, if you want to ask me some questions.
No,
I'll
no.
go on.
I do have a question for you, but I want to let you know because I do find it interesting. Trey and I make light because we just don't know shit about this, but it is interesting to me, and I hope that some of our listeners, found it the way we approached it interesting, and you're holding a finger up like you have something to say.
I'm making a motion like yeah.
Okay, what would you like to say?
I'm gonna sum up back to the original topic is as far as a lot of it. Okay, dropping the atomic bombs was not only strategic in value, it was also political, and showing the world, hey, look what we got.
Oh yeah.
Look what we
Well,
got. We got
is it
atomic
bad?
bombs. It's the only nuclear weapon
Ever to be
used in.
Trey, is it bad that I get all proud of that? I'm like, yeah, look what we got.
So the two guys, I'm assuming, that dropped the bomb.
No, it was one guy, right? Oh no,
It was a crew,
but was it the same guy each time, or was it a different guy?
different crew.
So I'm curious, did they have any mental issues after they dropped the bomb? Like
That-
any regrets or
That's
anything
part
like
of
that?
what the
That actually
stories
is
are.
That's a good question.
The part of what this fiction story is that kind of thing.
It really
Did
did
you
it really
say that
fuck them up, or
fiction?
Fiction. The story that I was telling you about that got me thinking about this question was a writer that said, "What if he had turned away?" and all these things. So this guy that didn't drop the bomb in the story,
Yeah.
had all sorts of mental issues because he felt like he lost the war single-handedly.
Oh,
because he
shit,
didn't
okay.
do that. It's one guy doing
Gotta
it.
follow.
Two guys now that I'm learning, and each bomb.
Well, it's not just two. There's a bomber crew.
Well,
I mean,
but,
the whole
but still,
crew
the guy
is
that
in that
actually
day.
did it, though. I mean, he
You
was
mean the
sitting-
bomber?
Yeah, he
the
was
bombardier.
He was sitting there underneath the thing. I've seen pictures of this shit. It's not like a guy.
is he holding it? It's like, come on, guys.
He's
get
right there with it. He had to be under
He's in
it,
the
right?
nose.
Whatever.
Anyways, doesn't matter. I'm not specifics.
But did it jack him up afterwards?
Well,
I
that's
mean,
I think I don't.
or did he come back proud?
Honestly, I don't know specifically, but I would imagine. I think they were pretty much patriotic. They were
They
pretty
just
much
came
like,
back
we
proud.
saved.
They believed,
we
yeah.
saved millions of lives. These pilots didn't know the
damage.
devastation that it would.
I feel like that's something you ask before you drop
Yeah.
it.
Do you know what this does?
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they
Start tinking on the end of it, and it blows up inside the fane.
Yeah, I kind of feel like one of the guys. I feel like one of the guys would probably like, "Ooh, that
What
hurts.
does that bud do?
Yeah.
That hurts."
How long did it take to drop from the plane to and hit?
Probably a minute.
A minute.
Or less.
So they
Minute or
watched
less.
it.
They were high altitude.
But I know, but could they see?
pressurized.
So they could see.
Oh yeah.
So
they had to be
imagine-
high enough to like be
Avoid
away
it,
from
right,
the
sure.
Avoid the
blast.
blowback.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Blowback.
So
They could see the detonation.
that would be the question.
As the bomb drops, hold on. When the bomb drops, this is surprising in Hiroshima. So the bomb was dropped, and there was a church. Their church
Right below it.
that was right below it that did not get devastated because what happens is that when it detonates, it has a hundreds and hundreds of feet way above, and then that's where this cone comes down to destruction, and this chapel church, whatever, was underneath it, and still survived. Like it still survived because it was not within the destruction.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, because it detonated above ground.
I bet the religious fanatics went crazy.
I
on
bet
that
they
one.
used that in the sermon on the next Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they also didn't. They weren't like Catholic, and they weren't like Christians. They were. I mean, not like it's a bad thing. I'm just,
All the people in the church
what were they?
disintegrated, but
What was Japanese religion over there at the time? Do you know? I have to look that
they
up.
believe in Nirvana.
So it's
whoever
okay.
that was.
One of those over there. That's interesting. So
Doesn't matter. They didn't seem to follow any religions
yeah, he's still fired up.
by killing. Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm sorry. When they go to China and
No?
like, start
Okay.
bayoneting babies, they use babies as target practice. I'm sorry. I have
No,
Like,
no,
this is like I feel justified that they got what they deserve, but also it saved millions of Allied lives. I say Allied because it wasn't just Americans going in.
I was going to say, how many Americans is that?
We had the majority of, the military personnel going in. But there's also Australia, Britain. I mean, Britain at this point was already, really low on manpower because of, fighting the Germans. So, anyway, I just feel like it was justified in my opinion, but
all right,
saved lives.
we've established that it was justified. Do you see how passionate he gets about this?
A little bit.
I'm afraid to ask the next question.
Okay. Don't be afraid.
Over the years, I have made jokes and I would use the word Nazi. And you would get like really defensive about just that word. What was it about the word that I'm not going to use the word triggered because that's what people are using these days to be irrational reaction. And I don't think it's irrational at all. I think it's your reaction. So what was it that got you worked up?
Okay. So I feel like people use that term very loosely.
Definitely now, right?
Very definitely now. And by the
Donald Trump's a Nazi, right? Nazi? Yeah.
No, he is definitely not for that.
No,
but I know.
yeah, but these people are. No, I'm saying
But no.
this is what people are saying, and they're idiots.
Yeah, they are because they don't know the definition of fascism and Nazi.
No, isn't that the funniest?
I just
Oh
looked that
yeah,
up.
like people that
Did
are
you look
actually
it
the
up?
most
Right.
fascist,
Are
call the
right.
opposite party fascist, which
Right.
is ridiculous. And
They're
I'm just
literally using-
grab a dictionary or like learn some freaking history
or Google it like I did.
Right.
or just
Yeah.
freaking
Trey
learn
looked-
some history.
Trey looked it up in a matter of minutes, and he's already now he's well educated on fascism. But
Yeah.
you're right. It's the very people that are using fascist tactics are the ones
fascists.
yelling about fascism.
that act more.
But anyway,
like
so
fascists.
it was just that you think that if I was sitting there joking around and I'm like, "Oh, you're acting like a Nazi," like, and again, I'm just giving. I don't know what I actually said, but I just remember over the years he'd clinch and he'd get a little bit. I don't like that you said that, even though it was totally, whatever. So
Nazi is like the extreme. Nazis. I mean, look at the Holocaust. Look at all the, not just
did it actually
against the
happen?
Jews.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Talk to. Yeah. I know you're kidding. I know, but
Just kidding. There are conspiracy theorists.
Take it easy.
yeah. But all I'm saying is when you call someone a Nazi, I would take it very personal because Nazis were extreme. They.
Chris,
were violent.
it would be even not even calling somebody a Nazi. I don't even remember what it was, but it would just be, you hear that word and it was just like you just boom immediately were on.
People use the term.
You don't like that
very,
it's used so loosely.
Yes.
Yeah. Neither does
It's
Trey.
pretty hardcore.
No.
When you think about the 6.8 million people that they
Sure.
systematically starved and killed and shot, and obviously shot and killed the same thing, but people are using it way too loosely, and that's to answer your question. That is why I was kind of like,
Yeah. Okay. No. I figure that it had something to do with it. I just wanted to hear you. I just wanted to ask you, so you had an opportunity to explain it. I'm gonna, for time's sake, we'll move on.
Yeah.
But I think it really is interesting, and Trey may not feel this way at all.
About what?
Have you been sleeping? No, to me, it is interesting because I'm not an enthusiast, obviously, and to hear somebody with that much passion, you and I could sit here and talk about fantasy football or some of these other things with the same passion that he has for this war, and not just the war itself, but everything that was surrounding it when it came to humanity, when it came to being a what's the word I'm looking for? Anthropology, right? Is that what I'm talking about? What's the human study of humans?
Well, anthropology. Yeah.
Anthropology. There we go. So
through history.
I was right.
Anthropology.
Yeah, something like that. But just in general, the idea of the human psyche during all of this, what goes into the process, what goes into the mindset of making these decisions. And it is interesting. And so I'm hoping that people that listen to this show are like, where the hell did this come from? Well, because we're not a show that talks a lot of history.
Deep. But I will say this is like, I mean, the reason.
Anyway, all right, look.
Yeah, I can go on and
No, and I like it. Maybe, hey, come back again.
Yeah.
We'll do this again.
Different segments.
Well, I mean, I think there's plenty to talk about with this war that was, like I said, more than just statistics and whatever.
Right.
All this bullshit.
The reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I feel like a lot of people need to understand the sacrifices made. I mean, we're talking about 1 million or so, more than 1 million people casualties, not deaths.
Hold on. Let's lead into this because I'm going to let you go even more real quick because we got to stop. Trey and I on the segment do every show. It's called An Awareness of Self-Awareness. And usually Trey and I are talking about how pissed off we are at the assholes in the parking lot at a store. One of those being Trey because he backs into a parking lot, into a space with a truck.
You are like
yeah, he's that guy. Or
my wife is like that too, but she doesn't. Perfectly.
or somebody in the road that gets in the right lane because they want to be first, but then they don't. This is what we're talking about: an awareness of people around you. And you tonight we were talking pre-gaming before the show, and you really just were frustrated by Gen Z, not to generalize, but mostly Gen Z, the current youth. When it came to this topic of World War II. So continue on because I know what you're getting at, which is you're frustrated that more people aren't aware of what you feel is something they should be aware of.
I'm glad you asked that question, Ryan.
So is Trey. Look, he's ecstatic.
No, I just feel like people have lost sight of sacrifices that a lot of people have made. And we're talking a lot of people suffered, not only just on the battlefield, but when they came home and with the PTSD. Back then it was combat fatigue. But I really feel like those sacrifices that those men and women made are forgotten because people just don't care to learn about history.
Are you sure, or are you just kind of making that assumption? Well, and I'm not saying you're not. I'm just
statistically.
Asking. Statistically speaking, let's not start with the Dumb and Dumber quotes because we'll go on for. We could do a whole show about Dumb and Dumber, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Big old son. But well, yeah, I just feel like the younger generation.
Why do you think that is?
Why do you think? I don't think they care. I think they're very.
But do you think
self-involved? I feel like they care more about. I could
TikTok.
get in trouble in this one.
But
I feel like they care more about transgender stuff. I feel
you don't get in trouble because we talk about.
I feel like they care about ridiculous.
Look,
okay, I'm biased, but I will say I feel like they care more about like
other social issues. There you go.
Social thing. Well,
the reason I say that is because
better than me.
A perfect example of that is that on this show, we always talk about social issues, but it took us 46 shows to talk about World War II. So there's a good example, is because right now, admittedly, that's current. We're talking about current issues. I feel like Trey's about to sleep, but
I'm good.
Current issues, and so I just wondered why you thought that, and I think you're just saying you feel like. My question, really fast, and we're done, is: do you think that it is their fault, the youth, or teachers, parents, media? Do you think it's their fault?
I'll be honest. I don't know what they teach in school nowadays.
Right.
But I feel like they're more focused on woke ideology and
enough.
other stuff that if they're not focusing on the actual like sacrifices that people have made. And I'm not just talking about World War II. I mean, there's Korea, the Forgotten War is what it's labeled as.
See, Trey, we were right. We talked about Mongolia and
Oh my God, what?
Genghis Khan.
Yeah, that was a long.
I thought that was right around the time of the Korean War.
Mongolia was like Genghis Khan. Are you talking about?
Yeah, wasn't he like the 70s?
Okay, I'm gonna
Sideburn.
Say the sideburns. Yeah,
Genghis
Elvis.
Khan.
Yeah, Elvis.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Sorry, Chris.
After like Bill and Ted actually went and got Genghis Khan back.
That was another classic film right
Yes.
there. Look, if you need a history lesson, just go watch Bill and
Bill and
Ted's
Ted.
Excellent Adventure.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Anyway, but so
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't. Okay, I'm not only focusing on World War II. That's just my passion. Before it was Civil War, and I got kind of bored with that. But
yeah,
you only can learn some. I mean, but
Yeah.
World War II, you can learn something new every day for the rest of your life because that's how extensive
Wow.
it was.
that's wow.
No, I mean it's real. Like did you know? I mean, it was also occurred in India and a whole bunch of other places. I mean, like it was like literally a global thing. So
Did you know
hence
that?
World
I didn't.
War. But I mean, yeah. Well, look it up. Do your research. but let's look to the current times. Look at Afghanistan, the soldiers that suffered there, and I mean, just support. Okay, I know it sounds like a cheesy thing, but like support the troops, man. Support our military. Like those people sacrifice things that I feel like are not appreciated. And
Okay. Do you feel that there's a lack of respect from the military?
I do. Overall. I mean, there are a lot of people
I don't
that
know if I
respect the
fully
military.
agree with that.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I-
saying there are a lot of people that respect it, but I also feel like there are a bunch of young, like, teenagers that just don't give a shit.
I also feel like those that you're talking about are just being loud and obnoxious, and they are a vast minority, is what I'm hoping.
Yeah, that's what I would like to hope.
They're just like loud.
I
and
would like
obnoxious. Yeah.
to know that. I mean, okay, this goes into a thing that y'all may talk about, but like the disrespect at sporting events from teams.
Oh yeah,
that
that's
stand and kneel.
we'll save that.
That's
for
a
the next
topic
show.
for
That's-
another conversation.
It really is. I mean, I did a little bit of it when I did a
This
solo
nation,
show.
Look, all those people that
Love how
disrespect.
he's like,
All the people that disrespect this country and this nation like needs to like think about being over in Iran or all the other Central and South American countries that are trying to get in this damn country, like illegally and border. Have y'all done border?
a whole yeah, we did a little bit on it when there were some issues, but you're literally
just everyone-
in this monologue that you're giving us. You're giving like 18 different topics that we can go into.
Hey, there you go.
But we can, you come back and we'll talk about some of them. I get it, and I think that the youth today is definitely brainwashed in whether you agree with what they're being brainwashed with or not. They're being brainwashed. I mean, I think it's just this social media. Media in general,
political party.
Well, and that's a different discussion as well.
That's why
but it's just like it's just you wish that everybody would take a little bit more interest and obviously not to your extent. Jesus, I feel tired just listening to him talk tonight.
But I've thought of it. It would be interesting to actually go in the street and ask these questions. Like, do you know when D-Day occurred? Do you know when that was? I mean, like,
well, for Trey, it was last weekend.
Last night.
D-Day.
D night, D morning, H hour,
D morning,
H hour.
yeah.
Trey, how do you feel after this discussion? Do you feel like you learned something tonight?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been looking up
Yeah,
more facts. So.
I really have noticed that I feel like you're doing research over there.
Well, look up. All right, I'll give you one thing. So I will say this, and I'm very happy. I'm going to give a shout out to
Okay, give a shout out.
my new parents-in-law. They are going to like France and Normandy and stuff on a National World War II Museum trip.
So Southern
and so-
Africa,
Northern Africa.
Northern. Oh, I'm sorry, France.
Yeah.
They're going to France.
France.
I love your in-laws, by the way. They're great.
Yeah, they are wonderful, and they're going there. I'm so excited because my father-in-law, he has never been there. He's always been in, like very interested in it and has wanted to go there.
And
has
this is
wanted
the
to go
first
there
time?
for a long time, and this
Yeah.
is his first time.
Cool.
So they're leaving like close to the end of October, so this month. So
Very cool.
and
Cool.
I'm very excited.
Shout
I'm
out.
like, I keep telling him like, you gotta see this place. Oh, this
Shout
place,
out to the Guidrys.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, the
Guidrys.
Guidrys. Yes.
I think to end the night, Trey's going to ask you one last question about your in-laws and
Fire
your
away.
family
May have to
and being
edit that
from
one out.
Louisiana.
Oh,
I think we're going to do
whatever.
that just to ease let you calm down a little bit
I'm
over there,
calm.
Chris.
Calm down.
Joking.
So
I'm calm.
Real quick, I want to hear this because we talked about it on. If anybody out there listened to our very first show,
man,
it
I
is
was
no
gonna
longer.
set it up. Go ahead.
Okay.
hilarious.
I always do this to Trey. I'm like, Trey, set it up. And then I'm like, hold on, let me set it up. That show is no longer available. Go ahead, Trey.
So we mentioned on an episode how nice it would be to have a subtitle button for people,
For humans.
for humans. Whether it's a drive-through or just some backwoods folks. How often have you found it where you're like, you know what? I wish I had that subtitle button right now with your in-laws. Is it?
Honestly, I've. I can understand them now.
Okay, now. What is
Now
that?
you have an ear for it.
No, I've always understood them. It's just their accent was funny. Like
Yeah,
it was
how
just
long?
like, oh, the water boy.
Yeah.
Like you got that.
No, was it really that bad? Some of them?
Oh well, I hate this. Okay, so
no.
I hate
okay.
to say this,
Well,
but
preface it by saying how
so
great they are.
they they are fantastic.
They are.
people.
I
In
met
fact,
them.
I just went.
You don't understand a damn thing they're saying.
My wife and all the like.
What if they're
In-law
actually
family.
yelling at
They're
you?
actually
They hate
assholes
you.
calling
Oh,
you
no.
names. You just don't know what the fuck they're
they're
saying.
They're cool, but they are awesome people. But I mean,
So you think?
I'm just no, I know
I'm
because I spent
kidding,
some time
I'm
in
kidding.
July when I went down to like the south of
bet that was
Louisiana to the coast. We went out deep sea fishing.
Weren't there-
Oh, okay.
weren't
I
there
went
alligators?
shrimping. No, not out then.
In the bayou, there's alligators.
Oh no,
right?
this one in the bayou.
Trey and I
This
know
is
how
on-
to run
This is on
from
the Gulf. This is on the Gulf, and we went out and like
okay.
did some deep sea fishing and shrimping. And I mean, but it's still I love stuff like Dewey. I don't know if I should name names, but yeah, Dewey.
That sounds like
I mean,
good
just
old
the,
Dewey.
Just the way they talk is very Cajun, very.
I think I think that's who I was thinking of. And
Yeah.
he was such a nice
So
guy.
they're all great people. I mean, they're all
Well, they
super
are.
Nice.
I love.
It's just
look.
their
I
accents
met,
are funny.
I met your wife's family, and they're all great.
at the wedding.
But my goodness, some of the accents, and you're sitting there and,
Pretty thick.
you're looking for context clues.
Can you?
Well,
And you're like, wait, I think I heard that
Do you have
word
any
right.
pictures?
Yeah. And like I said, when I met him, Trey, I told Trey about it. We talked about it, and he just cracked up. He's like, we always talked about how wouldn't it be great to literally point a remote control at somebody that you can't quite, whether it's any, even if it's somebody that from another country that has an accent, boom, there they are, subtitles. I thought it'd be better around their waistline. You thought chest, either.
yeah.
Who
Anyway.
gives a shit?
As long as you can understand them.
As long as you understand him.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I just thought,
Like Coach O, the former Coach O.
yes,
LSU.
for LSU. I thought that was funny about your family or your in-laws,
Yeah.
and I hope that they don't get upset because I did respect them and like them a lot, and your wife's great, and I hope that she enjoys the show.
Me too. She'll probably fast forward through all my commentary of World War II, but she gets enough of it from
So
me.
about your wife, let's end with it. Trey and I have a couple of questions about your wife. No, I'm just kidding. We don't.
I love her. She's very beautiful.
Yes.
And
Yeah, I'm happy to know her, and yeah. So this was fun. Did you have fun?
oh, absolutely.
Awesome.
Love to come back. I'm
Trey, and you felt like you learned a bunch. You're gonna
Yes.
go. Are you gonna go and tell people all about World War II?
I may look up some more facts. I
just
don't know. if
just
I'm
tell
smart
them
enough to tell
I
them
got
about.
tons of stuff to say. I got tons of stuff.
You know what, Trey? He told me. He said, Chris should call me one night and say, "Hey, do you have some time? I'd like to tell you more about World War II."
We can do a Zoom call. If you want.
Yeah.
Like And I'll get some we can do screen share, and I can show you a bunch of maps and cool stuff. Like especially during the Eastern Front against the Germans versus Soviets, because I would cheer for the Germans. So I'll tell you that. Ooh, that's a
whole other
conversation.
I wish I could get a picture of your face when I just said that with about him calling.
I gotta pee.
All right, everybody.
All right.
Chris, awesome, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on.
I can go on and on.
We'll have you back, and I'm sure. Look, now that Trey's learned about World War II, I'm sure he has some other questions and topics he's going to want to hit us up.
Yeah, maybe December 7th for sure. If any of the Gen Zs or the young people don't know what December 7th is, look it up.
My buddy's birthday's on December 7th, I think.
Yeah, that was part of. Well, that was the French. That was the main part of the French Revolution.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In 1941, French Revolution.
Yeah, the French. Yeah.
Oh, I do know other
French are assholes.
I do know more history than just World War II. So.
Oh, I believe. We believe you.
Oh yeah, it's your dog.
It's your dog.
Yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed that. I know it was a little different than what we do, and I like it. I love the knowledge of Chris tonight. So, thanks, man.
Thanks.
Anything else you want? Do you have an ending you want to end with or anything?
Oh man.
Any shout outs or any
shout outs? Thanks to y'all guys for having me on, but yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Do you have anything better?
Well, should I continue on with my?
No, love you, bro.
Yeah, love you all.
Thanks,
too.
man.
All right,
man. Love you guys.
Later.
Thanks.
Man, I do not know what to say after that.
I think it was the first time we've had nothing to say.
Yeah,
was it in 2 intense?
it was
2 intense.
it was
2 months.
very informative.
I have to go reflect.
Well, that's good. That's kind of the impact I was having. Was going for.
He's still going.
That was.